FNAF is a series that is almost exclusively tied to the internet. All the content is hosted on the internet. It's popular because of the way it's spread on the internet. But with anything this widespread, it's bound to make it onto mainstream television eventually. Now I wanted to make a video going over all the times that FNAF has shown up on TV. Because it's not really an IP that you'd associate with being there. And with this year being the first time that FNAF's regularly appeared on TV with the movie and stuff coming out, I can't think of a better time to look back at this stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Who the hell are you?
I am a robot. I play things on my screen.
Wow, what a useful thing for this video where I have to show things on a screen for the news reports. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Now obviously we're going to be talking about lots of things that were on TV to an unofficial capacity. What about some of the things that were official? Now there's obviously the many TV spots for the movie that have been coming out recently, but there was actually a commercial all the way back in 2016. And it was for the McFarlane FNAF construction sets, where were a very popular toy line a few years ago, but they've since ended. Now this commercial was actually taken off the air for being too scary, which I think is really funny because it's extremely tame, but let's get into it.
Freddy! Five Nights at Freddy's friends are here in Construction Set 4. Catch Withered Chica backstage. Follow Foxy to Pirate Cove. Find Golden Freddy in the office. And you can share the show stage with the whole gang. It'll be a party you'll never forget. Five Nights at Freddy's Construction. Will you survive the night? Five Nights at Freddy's Construction Sets. Each set sold separately, out now from McFarlane Toys.
I honestly don't get how anybody found this commercial scary. Like, you just got the goofy guy in the face cam in the corner. The jump scares are super turned down. It very, lightheartedly presents the construction sets, which I think is cool. I'm also not really sure if this low quality is intentional or not, like they wanted to make it look old, or if this is just, the fact that the recording is ripped really poorly. Either way, though, it does definitely add to the vibe. This commercial looks way older than it actually is. I think my favorite part of this commercial is the fact that the guy is just in the corner on the face cam during the entire thing, and it's just this commercial has interrupted his gameplay, and he's just mildly confused by it. He doesn't even care that much. Also, I wanted to cut into the video real quick because my plushie only has about a week left, so get it while you still can because there's only about 40 left. Because the original run of the plush did so well, we decided to restock it because it actually oversold. This re-release that's going on is much more limited than the original run. And about 7 days left to get them, so get them while you still can, because this is, they're never going to be sold again. They're just going to be, they're going to poof out of existence once this is over, and all the ones you ordered will teleport to your house magically.
Plushies will not actually be teleported to your house and will just be shipped like any other online order. Despite what the rumors may say, the plushies are indeed not haunted, and if you buy them, you will not be haunted by the spirit of the turtle. Thanks for listening to this message.
Link in the pinned comment in the description.
That ratio was the best thing that ever happened to you. Don't riz me. Don't come by Ohio.
And then actually quite recently there was another FNAF commercial on TV, which is for the regular Funko Snaps Five Nights at Freddy's playsets. And I think it makes a lot of sense to air it there because those sets were kind of very aimed at the younger demographic, so having it air on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, that makes a lot of sense. But I quite like this commercial. And unlike the last one, this one was not taken off the air for being too scary, which I think is really funny because this one also has jump scares. They did not learn anything from last time. Or I don't know, maybe kids nowadays just are more desensitized to jump scares, or the parents aren't watching as much.
There's a new employee at Freddy's. You! New Five Nights at Freddy's Snaps.
They're wandering around at night, snapping off parts.
Mix, match, snap, and scare. Five Nights at Freddy's Snaps. Figures and playsets each sold separately.
So, there's a lot to unpack here. First off, the voice acting in this commercial, impeccable. They're wandering around at night, snapping off parts. Absolutely iconic. I like how the CGI Freddy at the beginning for no reason has a Funtimendo inside, despite the actual figure not looking like that. It's also just slightly off-putting how the hand is so smooth and weird looking, while the Freddy is super overly textured and detailed. I also really like a lot of the physical sets they made for this. They all look really nice. Like, they could have so easily just done, like, CGI backgrounds, but they didn't, and that's cool. But yeah, that's about it in terms of toy commercials, which I think is really weird for how big of, like, a merch push FNAF has, that it only has, like, 2 commercials on TV for the toys. But now we're moving on to the unofficial stuff, which is really weird.
And, you know, just big kids that'll never grow up.
Big kids that get a thrill out of making attractions like this one.
Yeah, go in and take a peek.
Gotcha! Here at Sally Dark Rides, this is where all of the magic happens, where the characters come to life. Characters like this one.
So, I know what you're thinking. Did I just see a giant Foxy action figure scream at a news reporter? Yes, you did. So, quick little history lesson. There was gonna be a Five Nights at Freddy's themed dark ride. And it was going to involve riding around in the cart through the pizzeria while shining your flashlight at animatronics to make them stay away from the cart. And the people to be behind this dark ride were the Sally Corporation. But sadly, nobody ended up buying the dark ride for their park, and it never ended up being made. But as a sort of proof of concept for the ride, they built this real-life Foxy animatronic and they displayed it at an event. But sadly, nobody ended up buying the dark ride for their park, and it never ended up being made. So now this Foxy is at their warehouse in Jacksonville, Florida, and I believe you can actually visit this place too, so if you live in Jacksonville, you could go there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's a thing on this list that isn't just a thing from the past. You can actually still go visit this place and see Foxy. I believe he's still there. Now, I believe this is the thing for the local news in Jacksonville, where they were on the 200th anniversary of the town. And because of this, they were naming off different cool things they had locally, and one of these was the Sally Corporation place, which has Foxy in it. So yeah, I thought this would be a cool thing to mention because it's like a cool little piece of FNAF history that's still around nowadays. Okay, so I was under the impression that this next entry had a news report tied to it, but it doesn't. So this was just an actual thing that happened. It didn't actually air on TV, to my knowledge. I'm surprised, because I feel like the local news station would have loved this story, but... Somebody robbed a gas station in a Foxy mask. What is up with Foxy in Florida? Like, let's just read and process this article written on it. Riverview, Florida, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has announced an arrest in a recent armed robbery at a Riverview Speedway, during which the suspect wore an orange bear Five Nights at Freddy's Fox mask. According to the agency, a 16-year-old from Planet City has been charged with armed robbery in the case. The team's arrest was announced Wednesday morning. Just the fact that somebody committed an armed robbery wearing a Five Nights at Freddy's mask is the funniest thing ever. So this Foxy mask released for Halloween in 2016, so I feel like this kid probably dressed up as Foxy the year before, and then the year after, committed a robbery in it. Like, what? Just an absolutely insane story, and even though I couldn't find any archive of the supposed news report on it, it still was just way too good not to talk about. Like, bro actually thinks he's Michael Afton.
Pretty much all there is to tell, kids. The Griffin family history is a rich tapestry. But since we're all gonna die, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I'm SpongeBob.
Now, this next entry is an absolutely iconic moment in history, so I actually have first-hand experience with this one. So there's this program called CNN 10, which is basically just like quick news for kids. And they'd make us watch these in like social studies and stuff. It was hosted by this guy. He was always a little scary. And one fateful episode of the program featured this story. It was a news report about a fire department in Florida. Of course it's in Florida. All these reports seem to be in Florida. But a firefighter got a Rockstar Freddy Funko plush off of the roof of a school after an older kid threw a kindergartner's Freddy plush on the roof. Like, a CNN news reporter rapping about Freddy Fazbear is so crazy. Especially when it's so obvious that the reporter does not know anything about FNAF. He doesn't know that this is a video game character. He just thinks the kid named his teddy bear Rockstar Freddy. Like, there is just so many layers to this. It's so funny. Now this next one is something that happened in the very, very early days of the fandom, which ties into the fact that back then, there were people who genuinely believed that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was a real place and were trying to find it. I did a whole video on this type of stuff too, so if you want to see that, shameless plug. So back during the big FNAF craze of 2015, 2016, there was a pizza place called Freddy's Pizzeria. Now if you know anything about the fandom back then, this is a very unfortunate name to have if you're a pizzeria at that time. Let's just play the news clip.
At Freddy's Pizzeria in Long Branch, the phone seems to never stop ringing.
Hello, can I help you?
Is this Freddy Fazbear's Pizza?
No, this is not Freddy Fazbear. The calls are from people nationwide, mostly children, who want to know if they're calling Freddy's Fazbear Pizza, a place in an online video game called Five Nights at Freddy's. The player acts as a security guard being attacked by robotic animals. Countless YouTube videos show gamers calling phone numbers associated with the name Freddy, including this New Jersey pizzeria.
Hello?
The pizzeria gets about 100 prank phone calls a day.
So yeah, I feel pretty bad for this business. They did not deserve to be harassed by hundreds of Five Nights at Freddy's fans. The thing that gets me with this, right, is that Freddy isn't even spelt like it is in FNAF. And it's not even like Freddy's Pizzeria or Freddy's Pizza. It's literally Freddy's spelt differently from FNAF, and it's just Freddy's. Like, are people stupid? Now, I am 100% sure that there were other businesses besides this one, but it's just the fact that this is the one that gets a news report on it, like this is the one that was bad enough, and it's not even, like, even close. That's just so funny to me. Like, what is going through people's heads where they see Freddy's spelled with an I-E and with nothing else in the name of the restaurant and go, that's the one. Like, it's just so bafflingly unwarranted.
You guys want to hear?
So, that was about as much as I could compile for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun looking back at all this stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe, because it would be very awesome if you did. And the Restock My Plushie is out right now, so link in the pinned comment and the description if you want to get one. There's only a week left at the time of uploading this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video when I talk about something, I'm sure.